Salt Lake City International Airport. What's the date?
November...
Captain's log, November 18th?
November 18th, Captain's log. Here at the Salt Lake International Airport with my mate, Shedcrazy, Vendetta. And seems to be quite a few good people watching opportunities.
Many. They abound here. The best is when a flight's about to leave and you catch the people running who never run. That's my favorite. I've also been that person, and that's okay too.
We're all getting on the exact same sardine can together. So whether you run or whether you don't, you're gonna get to the same seat and we're all gonna leave at the same time.
All right, guys.
So we're doing mountain buck ops. We're on a full send camp 2019 with Levi Morgan, Chris Perkins, Vendetta, Jordan Harbison, Ohio, big bucks, whitetails, tree stands, things. We're noobs when it comes to Ohio. This is the first time I've ever hunted there. This is the first time he's ever hunted there. So we're coming in like super rookie. We're gonna find out what the best foods are.
Let's do it. We'll figure it out. So this trip was super last minute for me. Jordan called me up the other day and he's like, hey, what are you doing this week? I'm like, I don't know, I'd like to find a whitetail hunt. He's like, cool, you wanna go whitetail hunting in Ohio? I'm like, dope. And 2 days later, here we are, flying out.
Before we head out and hit the plane, is what he just said. This is something you guys have been watching Ben for a while do, which is like live his life, have this opportunity of a lifetime to have like a job that doesn't feel like a job, and that's the kind of job you want to get. It's when you hear that word, it doesn't even really associate to what you're doing, because at the drop of a hat, he can take a call and be like, you know what? And he's got an awesome wife. We got to give props to Mama Detta, because she's able to say, yeah, honey, go. Like, I can call Ben, I know that he can go, we can go, because our jobs offer us and afford us the opportunity to do that. So just know that. That's a big thanks to you guys. Thanks for letting me and Ben come do this.
Thank you, guys. Sure. Jordan's getting inspirational off the get-go. Anyway,
Jordanation.
Let's go hop on a plane and go find some bucks. Be honest. How cool do I look? Just kidding, don't be honest. Lie to me. Lie to me and tell me I don't look ridiculous. We're here in Ohio. We are in southern Ohio. There are turkeys all around me making tons of noise. This is our first sit of this trip. Down here with Mtn Ops and Levi, Bow Life Levi. You guys maybe heard of him. He's a decent archer. Been in the stand now for a couple hours. Had 3 bucks in so far, 2 spikes, and then a 9-point, which is the cool kids count all the points, right? So yeah, this was such a spur of the moment, just a last minute trip, and I'm here sitting in a tree in like one of the best whitetail properties that I'll probably ever have the opportunity to hunt. So when you are willing to take the opportunities that come along, sometimes you end up in some cool spots, and this is one of those. So peak rut, sitting in a tree in Ohio hunting giant whitetails. How cool is that? I'm stoked about it, and I hope we can get some good action for you guys. I'm wearing this goofy thing because I've never been very good at getting kill shots on film, so I'm going to try to remember to reach up, push this button when they come in. So anyway, let's sit in a tree and drink some hot chocolate. I don't know if this got it or not. I think it's recording. Oh, I'm shaking. Maybe not. It might be dead. I just shot a buck. Oh, I'm shaking. He came in, stopped at 30. I shot. The shot looked a little high on the entrance side, but on the exit side it looked pretty good. He ran down the hill and I couldn't see him anymore. I could see the arrow hanging out when he went over. But maybe should have waited, but first day, and you guys, I've never killed a whitetail buck, and this buck, he had long points. He had 1, 2, 3, I think he was a 9-point, I don't even know, I just saw him and he got me super excited, so I shot. Sent it, and then, you know, on the good of a property as this is, maybe I should have waited, but I don't know, you know, I'm just here to hunt. Oh, I'm excited. I don't know, hopefully everything goes good. It felt good. So we're gonna back out and give this deer a little while. They're coming to pick me up in the Ranger. It's funny when you shoot them, it's like all positive, and now that it's been a couple hours, I'm just like all the doubts. I re-ranged where I shot him and he was like 25 yards, not 30. Hit a little high, plus he dropped, and then now I'm just got all the questions, and then it's like, oh, was he big enough? Did I hurry? Did I rush it? Should I have waited? Just looked at some more deer just to see, so I know what I'm looking at. This is probably the part about hunting that I like the least, is just the doubt, the questions, like, what did I do? Did I hurry it? Did I rush it? Is everything okay? Is everything not okay? But they're coming to get me right here, and we'll see what they have to say. We'll talk it over with them. We're gonna go back into the house and wait for a little bit and see what the deal is. I think he might be his tracks right there. And then he just went angling in, kinda.
Is that right there?
Yeah, I think those might be his tracks.
Which way did he go?
He just went straight down the hill, like right at the edge of the hill. He was like, all right, you guys, so we are back. We're gonna blood trail this buck. It's been about 3 hours since I shot him, maybe a little longer, and gonna see if we can pick up blood and see what happens. Blood there. Blood here. Blood, big blood. Big blood. Big blood. Right here. Right here.
Yep, blood there. Right there.
Yep. You guys, we've gone really only about, 500 yards, but blood's dwindling. We can't pick it up past this point that we're at. We can't tell if he was, we have blood here. We can't tell if he went down or what he did from here. I walked down off of this bench and made a loop up over through here and came back to this point. We've been looking for probably a couple hours, and yeah, no sign of him. So these guys said that they have a neighbor with a dog, so I think we're gonna pull out of here, just leave him alone for a while, and then either come back and make some loops, or we may go get the dog and see what it can turn up. So the blood we're finding, I mean, it's still quite a bit of blood. We're still finding some big spots, so there's a pretty good chance that this deer is dead. But this is my least favorite part about bow hunting, but any hunting really. I mean, it can happen with any weapon. Stuff can get screwed up. Like, my biggest fear right now, well, if this happened, it's not that big of a deal, but if that arrow went into the void above everything, there's a possibility it did, then who knows, the deer might not die. But you put an arrow through something, it usually dies, whether you find it or not. So pull out of here, give it a little bit of time and think it over. It's the funnest part.
Oh, it's 7:30 p.m. and we're getting everything on. We're gonna go find this deer because the man with the dog has arrived. So yeah, we're gonna go put him on the blood. Hopefully this all pans out well.
It is.
A stressful day.
It's gonna pan out.
All right.
Good blood.
A lot of blood. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's time. It's enough.
She should just take us literally right to it. It's getting her on the right deer. If she goes off on a different path, she's on a deer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's why I want to start where we have good blood, because once I get her on that blood and she gets that scent and she wants it, she should go right to it. She's trained to do 90-degree turns. This is not too long for her. She should be good on that aspect. She might go by the last blood. Now, at the beginning here, getting her on track, if she goes off track or something, tell us. Hey, the blood still be straight. All that means is that she's not on the right deer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean she doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's just not on the right deer. So the other thing to tell you is anytime she seems off, we're going to pull her back and put her right back on the blood. Does that make sense?
Yeah. There's literally just that deer trail that's coming across.
Yeah.
Then we got like a big old, like 6 good drops there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should be good.
Yeah.
But if it turns, she should find it. There shouldn't be an issue with that.
Okay.
Does that make sense? My brother's deer, Nick shot it about the same time, had good blood. She ran, the deer made a big loop. I mean, she did multiple 90-degree turns. It's about the same time away, and it wasn't even an issue. So we'll see.
You got it, found it.
Yeah,
I was sweating, man. I'm like,
yep. Back on blood.
you want to mark that on your phone quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna mark it right here, make sure we're super accurate. So we got a dog running the blood. It's up ahead of us and moving quick. See if we can catch back up. It took off on this trail. As soon as it locked on, it was like go time.
Find it. Find it. Sure? Are you sure? She's still circling and searching.
It could have cut down right at that blood, you know.
What's that?
It could have cut down right at that blood.
Which blood?
The last one, the one we started on there.
So she could have. It could have turned any worse than here and went down. Come on, come on, girl. Come on. Go back up. Come on. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. The good thing is she's searching.
Yeah. Well, we're back. We didn't show you a deer, obviously, so you know what that means. We followed him for quite a while, all the way around the hill, and then we jumped what we think is him, jumped a deer, a buck for sure. Went up the hill and stopped and looked at us, which is pretty uncharacteristic for these deer. And then it kind of went over the top, looped us, and went back down. And it was moving pretty well. Like, we're fairly sure it was him, but we're not positive. So at this point, it leaves us one more option for the morning, which is to grid the bottom of that right there. But after talking to everybody who saw the deer that was there, we had 4 people with us, 5 including me, and we all looked at that deer and we think it's the deer I shot. So high, I think we hit him high. So I don't know what the next move is from here. Go grid the bottom, I guess, in the morning and see what we can do about turning him up. But the dog got right on him and got him found. Just not the best outcome. You guys, this is not what you ever hope for. Stressful day, just kind of sitting here and wondering what we're gonna do about it, and it looks like it's gonna turn into a long night, and we'll go look again in the morning. Sucky, sucks really bad. But that, I don't know, don't have any excuses or anything to say other than it sucks, really sucks. We'll see what happens in the morning. Jordan sat a stand tonight, saw some does, and then saw kind of like a young freak buck. But rut's heating up, it's getting cool out here. Just kind of a bitter way to start out here in Ohio. But they're not all Hollywood, you know. I've been lucky this year that I haven't really lost any animals, and I've had pretty good luck this year, and it just happens. I mean, I think this is big game animal number 11, 10 or 11 for the year for me, and I've been able to recover them all. So if you do it enough, it'll happen, but it still sucks. This place is everything that I imagined a Midwest whitetail hunt would be. Big trees, downed leaves, clear cuts, and big bucks. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't hungry for more. One sit in the stand and one shot just wasn't quite enough. I would have liked to got more of the whole experience, but I know that I made that choice. I can't say enough good though about this place, the beauty of it and the people that are here. If anything, I leave this place with a longing to come back already and a desire to conquer what obviously conquered me. That's the way it goes sometimes though, not every hunt goes to plan. Alright you guys, so I have been home from Ohio for a solid week, and I haven't posted this video yet. And honestly, I've had a little bit of hesitation about doing it, simply because anytime you hit an animal and you don't recover it, like, you risk putting yourself out there and you risk making yourself look unprofessional or whatever it might be. But I decided that I would put this video up because I care more about the opinions of the people who have been there before or understand it because they know that's the way the hunting goes than I do about the people who would naysay because of it. There was a little bit of hesitation, but I decided I just better put it up. So I know that you guys, some of you have been there before in the past. You've lost animals even if you thought that you hit them well, like was the case on this buck in Ohio. But I just want to tell you guys, it's part of it. We need to do everything that we can. I'm talking to myself as much as anybody. Do everything that we can to make sure that we do our best, practice, and be ready to take those shots. And you can do all that, and sometimes it just doesn't work out, and this is one of those scenarios. So I know that we did everything we could to find that deer. There's a possibility he will still get found, and if he does, the guys who own the property will send him out to me, and that'll be that. But obviously not the best case scenario, but I appreciate you guys following along with this video. Thanks for watching it. Appreciate you guys being understanding that I'm trying to do a real thing here. It's tempting sometimes to be like, oh, I'm not going to show the bad parts. People will have a better opinion of me, and I don't think people understand that sometimes. You know, I could choose to erase the mistakes I make. I could choose to not show them out there, not put them in videos, and people might have an opinion that I'm a better hunter if that was the scenario, but I would rather be honest with people, so I choose to show some things. Maybe don't portray me in the best light, but I think that the honesty is worth it. So thank you guys for following along with that. I also need to thank some people who bought apparel by name. You guys, we had so many since the last time because we had our Black Friday sale in between too. But I'm gonna go ahead and thank some people who bought apparel. Thank you, Stuart Danielson, who bought some apparel. Taylor Palmer, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I also want to thank Nicholas Enblom. Thank you, Nicholas. I want to thank Deborah Lombardi. I also want to thank Craig Malloy. Thank you, Craig. Terrell Wilson again. Thank you, Terrell. I also want to thank Sarah Pfeiffer. Thank you, Sarah. I want to thank Tracy Nipper. Thank you, Tracy. So just so you guys are aware, Black Friday sale is in full swing on my website, www.getshedcrazy.com, and it will save you some money on everything. If you buy a hat or a shirt, everything's 20 bucks. So get in, and I'll run that sale through Monday. This video will go live Sunday, so you can buy stuff Sunday, Monday on that sale. And I might let it go a little bit longer simply because I didn't let the YouTube peeps know about it until it had been going for a little while. And I also want to thank Bridger Fillin, I believe is how you say that. Thanks, Bridger. I want to thank James McKelvey, Lydia Smith. You guys, Lydia is a super talented artist and she's way cool. Check her out if you don't know who she is. I want to thank Chris White, Dallas Craft, Ashley Hollingshead. I want to thank Cassie Peterson, Spencer Atkinson, Patrick Bowman. Thanks, Patrick. Trevor Hunt, Stacy Wright, Dakota Carlson. Had a pretty good Black Friday sale. Richard Plews, P-L-E-W-E-S. He bought a bunch of stuff and shipped it up to Canada. So thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. That's a very, very healthy order. Daniel Roberts, my buddy, you guys. Daniel Roberts is a stud. He just went on a hunt with my buddies, the Hush Boys in Nevada. They put the whole thing on Instagram and it's going to be part of their movie night. So super cool. Thanks, Daniel. I appreciate you supporting me, bud. Adam Baird, Kyle Witt. And I think that's going to get us about caught. Oh, nope. Barrett Durbin, my buddy Barrett. I talk to Barrett a lot. Gerald Rao. And that's going to get us caught up on everybody who's purchased apparel in the past week and on my Black Friday sale. So thank you guys. That's pretty much going to pay my rent for the month. I'm reliant on these apparel sales for the bills that I, have to pay. So thank you guys for taking care of that for me, supporting me, and helping me out. And remember, Black Friday sale is still good through Monday on my website. So if you haven't had a chance to get over there and check out some gear, it's there for you. If not, I promise I'll love you anyway. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thanks for following along. Thank you for being understanding and supportive of it. And I'll shut up now and let you guys go watch something else. Thanks for following along, guys.